Hello, and welcome to this collective and timeless reading. This is Eastar Tarot, and today we're going to be doing another collective reading to see what our ancestors, spirit guides, and guardian angels would like to deliver to us as a message today. And we have with us the green malachite as a crystal today that we've brought in, and we have the onyx buffalo as well. So lots of, I'm guessing heart energies, but we'll see what's going on here today. Yeah. See what's going on first. Yeah, sorry if I sound a little tired. I'm doing the video a little later in the day. Had a bit of a big day today, so hopefully I can still do a nice reading though for you all. Let's see here. Nothing's really popping out. Oh, there we go. As soon as I said it. Adjustment. 8 of... Oh, what is it? Number 8, adjustment. Okay. I can't remember what card this is actually in the Major Arcana. What's the 8th card? It's funny. I usually can think off the bat. Have to look in the book actually. Let's see here. Yeah. It's after Chariot, before Hermit. I'm wondering if this is like the Justice card. We got the train there with us today. Yeah. But it's the image of Libra, right, with a balance. So that's why I was thinking justice, like the scales, right? I think it is justice, actually. It's just given a different name in this deck. Yeah. It's basically all about equilibrium and balancing the scales, right? And that can allude to karma. So, yeah. And in this one, it's got the ostrich feathers. Where are they here? Yeah, those are supposed to be ostrich feathers. And it's associated with the Egyptian god Mar, the god of justice. And that's why her face is masked, so that all her attention is turned inward. And she's not blinded by bias, right? Let's get some more cards here. Not getting really much, but I think there's definitely something to do with karmic scales are being balanced for you right now. Here. Oh, one on top. Okay, let's go for it. Oh, Lust, which is actually the Strength card. But in this deck, it's called Lust, and it's something to do with how Crowley viewed actually women's sexual power. And that was sort of their strength, right? Taming the lion. Having that ability to tame the lion. With her energy. Look, she's actually like grasping it there. It's like the root chakra, right? And I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like his tongue, but it kind of always makes me think of his tongue there that she's grabbing, like she's taking hold of his words. Maybe you've got some energies you're wrestling with there. Maybe your own sexual energies within yourself as well. Let's just get some more cards first here, because I want to get a clear picture of what's going on. Debauchery. Seven of Cups. Okay. It's like that energy in your life, your sexual life, your sexual energy is been unbalanced for a long time, but now it's being brought into balance. Yeah. Maybe you had some difficult relationships there, and it kind of disturbed you a bit energetically. Now that is being corrected, because before it was out of control. It was just making you be on the wrong path, not using your energy in the correct way for yourself. It was being hijacked by something else. But now it's coming into, yeah, victory. You've won over this energy in your life that was controlling you, that was causing you to have this disturbed energy. I don't know why I keep saying disturbed. Maybe like someone was always disturbing you. Maybe with their energies like that. Knight of Discs on the bottom. Yeah, it's like you're going on your own journey now without that energy blocking you. I actually get the sense that someone was maybe blocked from having that sacred power in their life because it was being covered up by other things like addictive programming going on with this Seven of Cups here, because Seven of Cups can be about illusions, right? And getting our head up in the clouds and being distracted by a lot of different ideas, and sometimes can also refer to when we are losing ourselves in delusion, which can be from substances as well. But certain activities can also be kind of like an addiction, right? So that could be part of this, right? Yeah, I'm feeling called to read about lust here for a second, because I know there's something really deep that Crowley says about it. Yeah, passion, creativity, strength, integration of animalistic energies, overcoming old fears and conditionings. Yeah. Traditionally named Strength, Crowley renamed the card because its meaning includes much more than the word strength expresses. Lust means more than vital strength. It includes also the joy in and the enjoyment of that strength. It means also passion. A woman sits on the back of a lion. It's her hand she holds, in her hand she holds the Holy Grail, which is inflamed with the fire of love and death and raises it into the heights. The card is a representation of divine intoxication, divine ecstasy, divine madness. The woman appears intoxicated. The lion is also inflamed by lust. His 7 heads are those of an angel, a saint, a poet, an adulteress, a daring man, a satyr, and a lion serpent. They symbolize different aspects and viewpoints which now unite and meld together as a single perceptive force in one orgiastic experiencing. It's quite the word. She's independent of morality and limiting rationalism. The energy forms expressed here are those of archetypal creative order. The animal within is not tamed and integrated through struggle and repression, but through affirmation and surrender. Yeah, because she's surrendering here. She's kind of laying back and she's in the throes of ecstasy, but she's also surrendering to the divine. Yeah, I think you're kind of realizing that aspect of yourself, because I'm getting here, this is like someone who's very repressed. It's all about rational order. And here it's about the opposite of that, right? But maybe that's what it is that there's this energy of debauchery or of being lost in the illusion, right? But here you've gotten victory over it. It's become balanced, right? With adjustment. You've learned how to correct that energy in your life. You've learned what is really, like, you know how to tell now when something isn't good for you, basically. You know how to see, or how to feel rather, when it's disrupting you, when someone else is disrupting you, when those energies are not good for you. You can tell. Before, I think you couldn't tell. I think you were like blind, like Justice here. You were blind to it. And maybe that's not your fault, because I think we get a lot of distractions in life, honestly, but we also get pulled off our path and pulled away from our own intuition and feeling within our body because of other people in our lives teaching us not to pay attention to that, to pay attention to them, to listen to them, not to your body or to your own wishes, right? I just really get the sense that this person is going from being very restricted and oppressed in their own life, because here she seems like she's in chains, right? And everything is just very cold, and this is so warm and bright and ecstatic, and it's just so different, right? And I think maybe before there was this imbalance where you were like that so often that when you did go into this energy, it was out of control. It was debaucherous. But now that you've seen how to balance that, figured out that within you, that's why the victory card came out. And there's Leo here in it's Jupiter in Leo, right? Which is Jupiter's expansion and abundance. And then the sign of Leo, you have the lion there, right? So I think you've learned how to channel that energy to your benefit, not to your own destruction, is what's going on here. You found the balance. Yeah, that's really great. Because, those energies and when we fall into patterns with people like that, it can really mess us up. It can really put us off of, it disconnects us from our spirit, right? And then we can come out of that feeling like, I don't know who I am anymore, because I've spent so much time in this other energy. And like, she's got the power of the Holy Grail there. That like sexual energy is creative energy, right? It's the creative force. It's the sacral chakra. All of that's contained within the sacral. And so when you learn to use that power in the right, correct ways, and not to fall into attachment and getting it enmeshed with people, codependency, we can see it in a new light, right? Because maybe we got into a mindset of thinking it was bad for us because we had such a toxic relationship with it before. But now I think you've extracted yourself from those energies, and so it's actually bringing you into balance again. You're learning how to take that energy for yourself. I think also this was like energy that was being stolen from you. Yeah. Because you were letting another energy or another person maybe just take that away from you or block that from you. Yeah, jade. Ooh. Wow, I've never drawn jade. That's interesting. Jade, I think of the heart immediately because of the green, but also I think of Asia actually, or like I think of China. I think it's China that has a special connection with jade, and I might be not remembering that correctly, but I feel like they hold jade in a high regard. A lot of things are made from jade in the ancient times of that country. But again, I'm not Chinese, so I don't know the whole story there. Yeah, treasures within. Yeah. This is your treasure. This is your sacred energy that's been locked up before, but now it's coming back online. Because maybe also you just were not even participating in those kinds of activities actually with or just having connection and intimacy with other people because you had some bad experiences and it blocked you from feeling like you could connect with others in a safe way. But I think you're realizing your own value. And so you're learning to keep it sacred. Keep it only for those who deserve it. Yeah. Consciousness of abundance is also with Jade. So that's, not sinking into scarcity thinking. It's thinking in, the universe is abundant and it keeps me abundant and I am always abundant, right? Yeah. Recognizing you are more than enough. More than enough. Because I think when we get into this pattern of falling into codependent and enmeshed relationships with others, there's this underlying belief of worthlessness. And that's why we cling to someone who isn't good for us because we think that's all we have, but it isn't. The lesson there is to learn our own value and to treat ourselves with the respect that we deserve. Yeah. Even the smallest crystal has the power to transmit energy. And our bodies, they're electrical, right? They're electrical, spiritual, quantum machines in a way. And like intimacy and sex can be this powerful energy transfer that we don't really give it the respect it deserves, or like we the way we are in society now with it is just kind of silly when you think about it, when you think about the kind of spiritual power it actually has. Yeah. And that's not your fault if, you fall into those patterns, because I think we all are susceptible, right? It's hard not to. It's everywhere, and it's always presented in the wrong way or in a toxic way. Even when it seems like it's good, it's not really. It's a whole can of worms. Yeah. And this talks also about hidden strengths that you might be overlooking, right? Because it's your internal treasures. It's your abilities that you overlook and take for granted. And that ties back into that, right? The sacred energy within. Mm. Yeah. Always remember that you have enough and you are enough, right? If you always carry that mindset, you will be carried forward into more and more abundance. Right. Yeah, don't underestimate yourself. Don't underestimate yourself at all. You don't know what you're capable of yet. So don't decide what it is already before it's happened. You might be surprised with what you can do, with what you can accomplish, and where you can go in your life. Yeah. I think you're actually going to find out more of those things now. And that's what's coming into play. That's why there's a balance, a victory coming in. Is you're starting to realize that. You're starting to see it now. Because before, I think you just kind of were like, yeah, I'm okay. But inner fire, inner drive. That's what Bixby talks about. Oh, I love this green and red here. It's such a nice contrast right now. Yeah, you have a powerful inner fire. And look, we have fire in the wands, don't we? Yeah. And you can bring that fire and that light to other people, right? If you express it in the world. So it's not something you should take lightly or dismiss. Yeah. I think you have the ability to go far and really to surprise yourself. I think you can surprise yourself with what you can do. I think you have to just give yourself the chance, give yourself the opportunities to do it. Yeah, like, don't think so hard on it. Don't overthink things. Just do something. Just like, not do anything, but like, if you have something in mind that you wanted to try, but you have been blocking yourself with thoughts of, unworthiness, or thinking I can't do it, or what do I have to share? I think you should just go for it and see what happens. I think you should just try something and see what happens, because I think you'll be surprised. Yeah, this has an energy of surprising yourself with what you can do. So, yeah. Have faith in yourself, right? Yeah. Oh, 2 cards here want to come out. Teaching and learning. Yeah, you can teach others with your abilities. This card likes to come out a lot. Archangel Zadkiel. Yeah, keep an open mind and learn new ideas, then teach those ideas to others. Yeah, you have enough ability that you could teach others what you're doing. And that can help others. Yeah, overcoming difficulties. The worst is now behind you. You are surmounting any previous challenges. So if there were challenges in the past that gave you these feelings of unworthiness, I think the remedy to that is to have some boost in confidence by just giving yourself the chance to prove things to yourself, right? Because if you never try anything, you'll never see what you're actually capable of. And I think you're incapable of a lot. We won't know until we try. All right, what am I? Yeah. I think I want a Moonology card. Need a little more clarity here. Yeah, and if intimacy is something that's difficult for you, maybe just give yourself, a little, you can dip your toe in the water a little bit. And it doesn't have to be about intimacy. It can just be about your creative fire, because, like, those energies are all in the same area of our body, right? Whatever it is that you're hesitating about, I think you can give yourself, you got to give yourself the chance to prove it to yourself. And it doesn't have to be something big. It can be really small, something that's easy. Look at the bigger picture. Yeah, think about what you really want to achieve in the long run and how you're going to get there. Because if you never make any steps towards it, you're never going to get anywhere. And if that, and that's fine if you don't want to move forward. You're allowed to stay where you are if it's comfortable. Stay as long as you want. But if you feel dissatisfaction, the only way to change that is to break out of our patterns, right? Please be gentle. Sometimes my guides are a little bit forceful. Here we go. South Node, don't let the past hold you back. Yes. Oh, okay, yeah. Because this goes right along with it, right? There was something in the past that was a bit traumatic and maybe kind of turned you off from all of this. Whatever it was, it could be just your creative expression. It could be intimacy with others as well. But, the past doesn't define us. And if we live in the past, we're going to stay in the past, right? At some point, we have to move forward. We have to move, even if it's super uncomfortable. I know, I don't like having to change. I like to get stuck a lot. Or it's not even getting stuck. It's more like I just get comfortable wherever I am. And I'm always content, but that's not a good way to be all the time, because we have to keep moving forward. We have to keep testing ourselves and trying, and because otherwise we end up with regrets later on. We think, well, what did I do with all this time? I didn't really accomplish much. Or I could have done more. I could have done this and I could have done that. Or why didn't I take a chance and do this? Or if I had been doing this all along, by this point, I would have been really good at this thing. That's something that always gets to me, is, thinking if I had started something sooner, I would have been really a good expert by now. But, you can't, again, you can't let the past hold you back. You can't let past failures, or however you want to think of it, keep you in that state, right? You have to keep moving forward. And it's not a pressure thing to be always do. It's more like, live your life, have your time, because your time's going to pass anyway. And you don't want to end up in the future with regret that you didn't do something. I find a lot of times we end up with more regret for the things we didn't do than the things we did. And yeah, there's lots of cringy moments in life. I know I've had plenty where it's like, oh my God, why did that have to happen? But, I think the worst moments are when I chose not to do something and I could have. Opportunities, they come around a lot when they're meant for us. They'll always keep coming back to us, but some things just, they're in the moment and then they're gone. And a lot of times they're minor things, but sometimes the little things matter, right? It's better to take a chance and maybe look a little foolish than it is to arrive in the future feeling dissatisfied with our choices. Yeah, because there's some things that, didn't work out for me, or and it's whatever. I still am happy that I did it. I think that's the same for you. If you think back on it, you're still happy that you had the learning experiences. Even if there's moments where you're like, when you want to scream away a memory, or that yell comes out of you when you remember something awful or cringy. But, everything teaches you, and it's your life. No one's immune to that. Everyone has to learn somehow. No one comes into this journey knowing everything and doing everything perfectly. And if they did, I don't think they'd be a human. It's the human nature to be flawed. It's the human nature to have moments of embarrassment, or and it's okay. It's okay. We don't have to live in that energy. We don't have to let the past hold us back. It doesn't define us. Everything is just who we are now in the present, and that can change in a moment if we decide we're going to take a different journey, take a different path, or try something new. So who you are is constantly being redefined. So don't think you have figured yourself out, right? Don't think you know everything about yourself. I'm actually going to get some more tarot cards here, because I feel like I want some more to the story here, actually. I'm going to take some Luna Lapping cards. Cute little bunny cards. To contrast quite a lot with these Thoth cards. They're so dark compared to the the bunny cards, but I guess that's just kind of how I am, right? Milky Way. Yeah. We're a big collective here, right? There's so many souls on Earth, all trying to figure it out, all trying to get it right. You're not someone that has to hold yourself to such high standards. Oh, that was they were just like, here's the cards, there you go. Okay. 5 of Swords, yeah. Something may have ended in a disagreement that this is giving me the energy of that cringy or painful memory that you are learning to walk away from. Yeah, actually you're learning, this is part of victory. You actually learning to walk away from that energy and hold your head high is what you're learning. And that's actually, like, this isn't a bad reading at all. I see this as really like, it's reminding you how far you've come with your ability to walk away from those memories and those energies. and to say, well, I'm going to do something different. Yeah, you're ignoring the nonsense and just focusing on your work, focusing on being creative. Look at this money working hard here. He's not letting those thoughts of the past hold him back now. He's just getting right into his work and not caring at all. And that's how you've got to live your life, right? The Lovers. And look what's ahead of you. And this doesn't have to be like a new relationship at all. This can just be about your energies, right? It can be self-love, loving that side of yourself. Yeah, because sometimes when bad things happen, we shut down a side of ourselves. And it's like you're meeting your other self here. The side of you that you pushed away. Because that's part of your creativity. Often the most creative things we can make come from our shadow, come from the things that we've tried to hide away in ourselves. Those are the most honest and authentic parts of ourselves. But it could also be about, a loving relationship as well, like meeting a counterpart in this. Maybe because you're overcoming this energy. Yeah, you're realizing you're just one of many. And that's not a bad thing. Like, it's not to diminish you. It's actually to show, hey, I'm just like any other person. And you know what? I'm going to look at all these other people having fun and living their lives. I'm going to do that too, because why should I live in misery? Why should I hold back? Why should I live in the past? You're moving away from old arguments, old nonsense, old beliefs, and you're just focusing on what's good for you. You're focusing on just doing your work. You're working hard. And it's paying off. The work you're doing, this internal work, as well as I think I think you're working hard on your craft as well, because this Pentacles often has to do with that, right? The material world. I think that's going to lead, it's either going to lead, I'm not even going to say either, because I think it's both. I think it's leading you to self-love, which will lead to outwardly love. And that can be in your community, but it can also be with another person, a counterpart. And that counterpart could be you, your other side, your yin and your yang, right? We got Jade here. Inner worth, right? Your inner treasures. We can't let others love us unless we know our own self-worth. And again, that goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning, right? We get into those toxic relationships because we don't value ourselves enough to get ourselves out of there and realize we don't have to put up with that. That's where that's what the lesson is, because it's not even a punishment or something nasty that's brought to us because we did something wrong. It's actually to teach us. It's actually to help us. And I know that's something really hard to understand and accept, but the people that harm us sometimes are our greatest teachers, right? Teaching and learning. Yeah. Sorry, I have to laugh because this is a hard one for me too, because I don't have, it's not easy for anybody to forgive those who have hurt us, right? But those are the people that agreed to come into this lifetime to teach us these lessons because we needed to learn them. They were teaching you self-worth by being so awful. You had to stand up for yourself and walk away and say, I don't deserve that. I have value. I have inner value that doesn't need to have this experience. Yeah. And then you walk away, and that's your ascension. That's your learning. Man, this is crazy reading. So much chaos, but you know what? Well, it's not really chaos. It's just, it's intense energy that we have to all learn, right? Hard lessons, very hard lessons. But you're doing good. You're doing it right. So you are getting it right, and part of getting it right is getting it wrong. That's just how it is. So keep doing your work and keep channeling those energies into something positive and creative and productive. Because actually, sometimes our really bad experiences can make good artwork. Often people make great stories or great art, whatever they do. Music, especially music, from really bad experiences that they had. Sometimes those make the most beautiful songs, right? So, again, that's the yin and yang of the universe, right? You can't have the light without the dark. Yeah. What a beautiful reading. I know it talked about dark things, really tough things probably. Maybe it made you a bit uncomfortable actually, even hearing these things. Because it's about a really intimate part of life, but I just think you're doing good with it. I think you're doing good. You're meeting the challenges head on, and you're going in the right direction. So yeah, don't be so hard on yourself, and see yourself with value. Yeah, really give yourself some love. Yeah. Okay, I think that's the end of the reading, and I hope it was helpful. And thank you again for staying to the end. I know it was tough, but I think this is some good advice for you, and I just really hope that you take it to heart and keep doing what you're doing, keep working on it, keep honing your craft, and working on your self-value, self-worth, because it's going to lead to great things, the things you want. Yeah. All right, I'm going to sign out there. Yeah, subscribe to the channel if you want more videos, and leave a comment if you feel inclined to share your story. I like hearing people's comments and how it relates to their life. It's really interesting. So, yeah. All right. Take care.